And I ain't even been knowing her that long. I'm around her kids. I'm like, you bringing me around your kids? Although, you know what I'm saying? I'm not no child molester or nothing like that, but I'm like, you don't know that. You don't know me.
Yeah. And you're not
I mean,
supposed to bring a new man around your kids anyway, throwing out mixed signals like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, but it's again, that's different values over there. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes fall for this. They be messing with a girl, and the girl be like, "Hey, want to come to my hometown to meet my family?" And you go meet the family. You think it's serious? No, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. So that's one thing. If you want to Thailand, know that meeting the family doesn't mean anything.
And it's kind of tough, like, after you hear all these stories and then you come out here, and let's say you're out here for, for a stretch, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, it makes it tough to even get into a relationship with a woman out here because you've heard so many negative stories, and then you might find a good woman who's not like that, well-to-do, comes from a good family, good home, but then they start to act strange, and you don't, all those negative stories play back in your mind, and then either you let them go, or you might, you might ask a question, and then she gives you an answer, but in the back of your mind is like, hey, nah, my gut instinct is telling me this. I just want to move on anyways. And she might have been telling the truth, but if you can't think like how things are in America, just like for example, I was dating this one girl out here, and I remember right when I met her, she was like, yeah, I gotta go see meet my grandmother in Japan. I gotta go meet my grandmother in Japan, and my uncle, he's out there also. He has a one of them little what do you call them, little tourist uh businesses over there where you tourists come over there and you do the little tourist trip with everybody or whatever, sightseeing and stuff like that. So as a couple months go by, like the time for her to meet her grandmother comes up. But when we're kind of getting serious, she was like, I don't want to go. I'm like, why don't she want to go see her grandmother? So then I'm a, I'm a, like I think like the 2 nights before, the night before she comes over my place, she spends the night at my place. And then she telling me how, it's that time of the month. Red flag, right? I'm like,
yeah.
okay. So you don't, in my mind, I'm like, okay, who she got over there? Because that shit gonna be real loose going to whoever's over there. So she's like, oh, it's that time. I'm like, all right, red flag. I keep that in the back of my mind. So then she goes over there, and when she gets there, because I had on Instagram, and this is when like Instagram Snap, I think, just came out,
Yeah.
and she has these videos on there, but I'm noticing like she's in the cab, but she has the video like she's leaned over by the window, and the video is just showing her section or whatever. I'm like, why it look like somebody sitting next to her and she don't want the camera to be shown on that person at all? So that's another red flag. Then she's posting up a whole bunch of pictures by herself. Like it's no selfie. Somebody's holding the camera taking the picture of her. I'm like, that's another red flag. So then she was like, she doesn't want to FaceTime. She's like, okay, I'm going to go out. I don't have Wi Fi, nothing right now. So when I come back to my hotel room, I'll hit you up and I'll call you. I don't hear from her at all. Not that I'm sweating her, but it's like, it's just a bunch of red flags. And what really kind of set it off was she sent me a picture of some part in the city in Osaka, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. So then I see a watermark at the bottom, and it's some Thai dude's name on it. I'm like, okay. So I kind of Google the guy. I do some research. I look up the guy on Instagram. I'm like, this is a dude. This is a Thai dude, and I think he's living in Japan. So I'm like, okay, that's who she went to go see over there. Ain't no grandma, because she told me like a week or two before she went, like, yeah, my grandma had has something she has to attend to over there. So for the first couple of days, I won't even see her. So me and my uncle, we're gonna go to Kobe. I'm like, that sounds strange, but I'm kind of putting two and two together. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't even ask no questions. I just block her and I don't talk to her no more. I just go with my gut instinct. That's another thing for y'all dudes out there. If you with a woman and something, she doesn't want to FaceTime at all, and then she talks about the Thai culture. That's another thing they like to throw at foreigners too. And foreigners be falling for it, like, oh, Thai culture, we're not supposed to do this. People be like, all right. No, I see women early in the morning on the train on their way to work FaceTiming their dude while they're on a train scrunched up, and that dude at home chilling. He got it laying in bed, got the pillow in the background and everything while she on her way to work. No, they FaceTime while they're walking to work with people out here. So no, like, don't fall for that. Anytime they throw that culture on you, that's a major red flag.
Yeah, yeah, it's common sense. Like again, females don't really vacation by themselves. Like, if she vacations, she's gonna be with her female friends, or she's gonna be with a dude. When she vacations with her female friends, all of them are gonna be in the picture. But if she's on a vacation somewhere and it's just pictures of her, nobody else, she's with a dude. You'll get a lot of that. You will get a lot of that. And we got a, mutual friend, and I hooked him up with this chick down there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he's a Pattaya chick, so you can't trust him. So he was like, "Man, I like this chick right here, man. She is cool. She look good. She is cool. She is cool." And so he was like, "Oh, but she got to leave tomorrow." I'm like, "What's she going?" She said, she's going to Dubai. I'm like, "Oh, okay, okay, all right." But he was like, "Man, I like her. I might fly her out to Japan." He was talking about buy her um, tickets to Japan. She was gonna get a free flight to Japan to come and just kick it. So she was like, "Yeah, I'm going to Dubai." So he hit me up like a few days later. This chick lied. She's going to Bahrain. Now, mind you, he's Facebook friends with her, and
Yeah.
I'm Facebook friends with her. And she put, "I'm in Dubai. I just arrived in Dubai." I'm like, you don't think he was gonna see that? And you don't think he was gonna see that? So he blocked her. And she come calling me up, talking about, "So what? Why he blocked me? What's going on? Why he don't want to see me?" And I'm like, I didn't tell her, but I'm like, you straight up lied to the man, and it wasn't even a good lie. They don't even tell good lies. I'm like, you don't think that he was gonna be able to see that you wasn't in Dubai, that you was in Bahrain, and and the thing about them, a lot of them they lie when they don't have to lie. I don't think he
Exactly.
would have cared. He wouldn't have cared. And again, he blocked her and he stopped speaking to the chick. But I still kept speaking to the chick, and the chick started acting funny. So she told me, she was like, later on, she told me, she was like, she was in, she came back to Thailand. So I'm like, "Hey, so you still in Thailand, right?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm at home." She had like a weird attitude. She's like, "I'm at home. Yeah, I'm in Thailand. I'm in my hometown." I'm like, "Well, cool. One day I might see you." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, okay." So I spoke to this other dude. This dude living in the Middle East. He like some contractor. And I was telling him about different chicks. I was like, "Well, what about this chick?" I was like, "Yeah, she's in Thailand." He's like, "No, nigga, she ain't. You're like, "No, bro, she ain't in Thailand. She's here. I seen her last night." I'm like, "Nah, what are you talking about? I just spoke to her. She's in Thailand." "No, bro, she been here for like about like 3 weeks. Look, here
Mm.
go a message." She was saying, "Hey, come to my we having a party tonight. Come on." This chick just lied about not being in Thailand. I don't know why. There was no reason for her to lie about that. See, they
Exactly.
just lied. Just lied. And there was another incident I had like a while back. I was drilling this chick, and so she was asking for no money or anything. So I just kept her around, and I was drilling this chick, and so she told me first of all, she said she was half black. She said, "Yeah, I'm half black." my mother's black and my father's Thai. And I'm like, that doesn't even sound right.
Yeah, that don't
But
sound
whatever.
right at all.
I'm like, whatever. And she was real dark. And she told me she had a daughter. So she was like, yeah, I gotta go home and FaceTime my daughter. I'm like, cool, cool, all right, all right. So later on, whatever. This after I went back home, I was talking to this other chick. I was like, hey, I'm cool with this chick right here. She's half black. The chick was like, I know that chick. She's not half black. She just tans a lot, and she don't have no daughter either. Like what?
What?
She straight up lied. So whatever. I stopped talking to her for like a couple of years. So I found her on Facebook again. And I was speaking to her, I'm like, hey, so what's going on with you? She was like, yeah, yeah. She's like, and I didn't ask her this. Now, mind you, I did not ask her. She's like, yeah, yeah, I got a daughter. This is my daughter. And she sent me a picture of this little mixed girl with curly hair. And I'm like, that picture looks familiar. But whatever. Hey, that's a pretty. No, I didn't say that picture looks familiar. I like that picture. That picture looks real professional. And I'm like, whatever. Yeah, yeah, it's a pretty girl. Pretty, cute daughter. Congratulations. She was like, yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is my daughter, blah, blah, blah. So later on, somebody else posted this picture of blazingbabies.com. And that picture she sent me was on blazingbabies.com. She just took some picture she got off the internet and just sent it to me saying that's her daughter.
Crazy.
Look, again, I didn't even ask, didn't care. You'll notice they're just lying. They're just lying. They're some of the most lying people you ever meet in your life. Like, I'm talking about them Pattaya chicks. I don't know about them other chicks. I'm not talking about Thai people as a whole. I'm talking about them. Them some of the most lying people you ever meet in your life. So just go down. If you're going down there, smash, have fun. Everything they say, just assume it's a lie.
Well, you know, out here in
Even if
Bangkok. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, even out here in Bangkok, like I've dealt, with some women. I've dealt with several women out here, and when I smell out a lie, there's a lot of women who lie out here. It's just you're not really able to catch them out here because it's a bigger city and there's more people out here. See,
Yeah.
walking street that's it's a small world down there. There's a lot of people that come in and out of there, but it's a very very small world over there. Everybody goes to two clubs over there, so
Yes.
everybody, and people who come in and out they know everybody. So out here in Bangkok, if you didn't meet the girl at the club or whatever, and she doesn't go to the hip hop club over here, because I don't even go out like that, then you really don't know what she's doing, what she's talking about. All you can go off of is what your heart or what your gut is telling you. Okay, but I can kind of smell the lie from a distance. I remember this one girl. She was like 28 years old. She was real cute, real fine. She had like an 8-year-old son. I'm like, all right, whatever. So met up with her, body banging. She cute. The chemistry is on point. She was fine and everything. She lived, uh, she lived like in like a small apartment with everybody, like her grandmother, her mother, everybody. Her son was in there, everybody, right? So I'm like, well, okay, so what do you do for work? What do you work at? She goes, like, I only work on Fridays. I'm like, you only work on Fridays? She goes, yeah, like people, they make order. I work for this company where, people make orders to this website. And then, you know, like you let the week go by. And then on Fridays, what I do is I collect all the orders and then I deliver them to their specific locations. I'm like, that doesn't really sound like a lucrative business right there. Like, so how is she making ends meet? That doesn't make sense. Like, I know you're just not working on Fridays because she was just free all the time, every day. Like Saturday, she was like, "What you doing?" Sunday, "What you doing?" Monday, "What you doing?" Tuesday, "What you doing?" I can come over there. I can come over there. I can come over there. Like she was always trying to come to the crib. I'm like, yo, something's not right, So I just cut them off before, you know, I just cut them off before something bad may happen. If it doesn't sound right, if it don't smell right, that means something isn't right. The best way to deal with women out here, sadly, is you know basically. I mean, you got to know where they work at. You got to know. Okay, is this a businesswoman? If she's a businesswoman, then maybe you might be able to trust her. But if just like that girl I just described to you, if that's what she's doing, you just got to cut them off. You got to assume like the best way you could deal with a woman like that is just have sex with her, pay so she could just leave because you never know what could happen to you later on down the line. And
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. I met a chick like that like last month. I met a chick like that. She was from Bangkok. Uh, our friend hooked me up with her, and she had came to Pattaya to come kick it with me. She had her own car. She always had money. She paid for everything. When we go out to eat, she paid for like everything. She always paid for everything, but she never worked. She was never at work, but she always had money. And she's 33, looks
Mm-hmm.
good, look real good, and you know, and so when I met up with her, we kicked it, and it was real cool. You know what I'm saying? And we left the club, so we got on the motorbike. I'm thinking we going back to my hotel, but we went to this apartment, and she was like, "Hey, I'm about to run in my apartment. Kind of stand right here for a minute." Then she came back out of her apartment, and I was like, "Oh, let's catch the motorbike." She was like, "Nah, here go my car." She had the car. I'm like, "Okay." So we drove back to my hotel, chilled. I smashed. Then we went to go eat, and the bill was like high as a month. I mean, the bill was high. So I'm reaching in my pocket. She's like, "Nah, I got it." She paid for it, and I'm like, "What does this chick do?" She's always free. And again, she was from Bangkok. She lived in Bangkok, and it was cool. And so me and my homeboy, and I'm kicking it with her. Me and my homeboy, we in the club. We in the club, and she's kind of dancing in front of me, and she's talking to her friend. So I'm talking to my homeboy. I'm like, "Hey, you need to get that girl right there. She looks good." You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put him on some other girl. Then all of a sudden, the chick started acting real funny style with me. I'm like, "Hey, bro, this chick ain't acting right. She acting weird." I'm like, he like, "Nah, man, she's cool." I'm like, nah, she's acting weird. So I went down there to talk to her. And she was like, "Give me my keys." I was holding her keys for her. She said, "Give me my keys. Give me my car keys." I'm like, "What's wrong with you? I seen you looking at those chicks. I seen you smiling at that girl. I seen you do it." I'm like, "What? What's that?" Then she was like, then she said, "Hey," so we had left the club. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" She's mad as a mug. She said, "I seen you looking at that girl. I seen you smiling at her. I seen her smile at you." And I'm like, did that really happen? I don't remember smiling at somebody. She smiled back at me. So then so we went back to my room. She was still mad as a mug. She was mad. So she had cut the air conditioner. She turned the air conditioner on, and she got up under the covers. So I'm just sitting there. I'm laying there. I'm like, uh, it's I'm like, it's cold in here. So I cut the air conditioner off, and she was like, She's like, cut the air conditioner back on. I'm hot. I'm like, well, you up under the covers? Why you up under the covers? So she took the air conditioner, she took the remote and cut the air conditioner back on. So I took it and cut it off. And she took it again, and I'm like, give me that remote. And she threw it on the ground.
Mm.
I'm like, go pick up my remote. Go pick it up. Like she just looked at me like, nah. I was like, get out, get out my room, get out. And she left. So I told my homeboy, like, bruh, you hooked me up with a nutcase. This chick accusing me of cheating on her, and I'm like, I don't even know her like that. And I'm like, when me and you was in the club, did some girl smile at me or something? He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, when did this happen? And so apparently she called the girl that I was pointing out. I was like, hey, you need to get her. She knew her. She called that girl. She was like, hey, he was smiling at you. He was looking at you. And the girl was like, you don't need to talk to him no more. I'm like, what?
Wow.
So So I stopped talking to her. So my homeboy, he was like, he had hit up. He was like, what happened? And she was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He was there trying to get with other girls, and he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. No, he wasn't, which I wasn't. So I'm like, I'm done with that chick. So she was hitting me up, and I'm like, okay, okay, whatever. I get what. At least she paying for her own stuff. These old other dirt bags, they be trying to get you to pay for everything. Well, at least she's paying for her own stuff. So I got back with her again, and she asked me. She was like, "Hey, I'm about to go on a road trip with my friends. We about to go to this other part of Thailand. You want to come?" I'm like, "Cool, cool. I'll go." You know what I'm saying? I'm tired of Pattaya anyway. So we
Well, hold
we
on. So the
got in the
girl,
car.
the girl that smashed your remote, she
Well, she
actually,
didn't smash it. It didn't tear up. It didn't tear up. She just threw it on the ground. It didn't break or nothing like that.
but
She
but
just
she,
went get it up.
but she asked you to roll with her out of town again.
Yeah, with her friend, her boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
This girl, she was with her boyfriend. So we went to go. So when we got in the car to go, I was like, "Wow, how long gonna take us to get to Bangkok to your friend's house?" She was like, "About like an hour and a half." So I like, okay. So I kind of like slunk down in the seat, and I was trying to go to sleep. I was like, just wake me up when we get there. So we got there. I kind of like woke up. Then we met our friends and everything was cool. Then again, she's acting real kind of funny. She's not really speaking to me anymore. Again, we're in her car,
Mm.
and these people brought like a whole gang of food. They brought like a gang of food. They had like bags and baskets full of food. So they had so much food that my suitcase wouldn't fit in. So they was like, "Hey, you gotta leave your suitcase with them." So I grabbed a couple of shorts and a couple of t-shirts and a couple of drawers, socks, and put it in my book bag. We're only gonna be there for like about 3 days. So whatever. We got in the car, and she not speaking to me. She doing that thing again. So I'm like, "What's wrong with this chick?" I'm like, "Yeah." All right." She's like, "I'm good. I'm good." So so when we got there, I'm like, "What's your problem? What's going on? You acting kind of funny." Yeah, when we got in the car, you wasn't talking to me.
Mm.
When I went to sleep, you wasn't talking to me, and she was dead mad, and she wasn't speaking to me. And we went to this other place that was like 4 hours away, and I don't know anybody. I know her, and the person I'm with ain't speaking to me. She's mad as a mug, and it was cold. I didn't know it was cold, going to be cold, and I'm out there with my shorts and a t-shirt on, and I left all my warm clothes back in Bangkok. And so the whole time she's not speaking to me, and I'm just sitting there looking crazy, like I can't believe I done came out here with this chick. The whole time she's not speaking to me, and so we was basically camping. We went to this little thing out in Peshawar. We was like on top of a mountain, and it was this little hut we stayed in. The hut had two beds, a bathroom, and a sink, and a patio with like a little patio where you can grill. So it's like you basically camping. So there's no like privacy. There's no way I can go and just chill by myself. So I basically just stuck right there with this girl who's not talking to me. She's talking to them. They don't really know English.
Mm.
So I'm there looking crazy. They're
Hello.
like, "Hey man, what's going on?" Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're talking to me. They're like, "Man, what's going on with you?" I'm like, "I don't know what's wrong with her." So that whole trip, I was there with this chick who wasn't even.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. You hear me?
Yeah, your phone cutting in and out.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, I spent the whole trip in another part of Thailand, basically just sitting there by myself with nobody to talk to. I
Mm.
don't know what's wrong with that woman, but that was my fault right there for going.
Man,
So.
man, that's the thing with those women, man. Like I said, I'm only gonna talk about walking street. You know, I'm not gonna lump all women into this like one in one basket. Okay,
But
but
she was a Bangkok girl. She was a Bangkok girl.
mm, mm, but most of the women I've dealt with out here, it just hasn't been. I don't know. It just. I didn't. I don't know. Most of the women I dealt with out here have been raggedy. I don't know what it is. Even other like my Malaysian friends, my Japanese friends, they say the same thing. Like, yo, man, like I've only been with a woman for like 2 3 months out here. You know, a lot of these women they want to go around and do what they do, cheat, mess around, and they just kind of want you to be as loyal to them as possible. When it's like, but I'm a man, like that's ass backwards. You know, like that's a, that's pretty feminine for a dude to allow his woman to just kind of run the streets and you to just be as loyal as possible to her. That's
She basically cuckolding you.
yeah, it's a cuckold relationship. You might as well be in the room watching while another dude is banging her. It's it's real janky and raggedy out here. Like when I would say out of all the women I've dealt with from Asia, okay, like I would say that like the best connection I've had with women from Korea and Japan, you know, and it doesn't, you know, I'm not even speaking on like a sexual, you know, anything sexual on a sexual level. It's just holding a conversation. Like I've hung out with Korean women multiple times, had good conversation, have had deep conversations. You know, we could really talk about anything. Even some of my Japanese homegirls I've hung out with were able to hold a conversation. You know, some of these women out here, you can't even just hold a conversation with. You know, it just goes left or something they do it just doesn't add up right. Like there was this one girl who lived up the street from me at my other condo, and she was fine. Like it's always the fine ones, but this chick was like 30 years old, and there was nothing wrong, but she was just fine. But it seemed like, you know, Thai men didn't want her, and she was one of those women that were chasing after white dudes, and the white dudes were kind of playing her to the side. So it was like, you know, she was 1 foot in with thinking that she got to mess with somebody black, and 1 foot in the other pile thinking that, oh, you know, I think I still have a chance of catching me a white dude. And it was real janky. Like she came up with an excuse every single time. She said she would come over, and after about like the second or third time, I was like, I'm like, bye, bitch. And she was just like, no, no, why, no, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, like, bye. Like, it was just real. Like, you make it so obvious. Like, all right, she worked, like, her job was, she lived up the street and her job was up the street from us. So she would get
Yeah.
off work at around 4 or 5 o'clock, and she was like, yeah, after work, I'm going to go to the gym and then I'm going to come over and see you. I'm like, all right, cool. Then she would fake like hours and hours go by. She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, we're just now going to the gym." It's like 9:30. Then she FaceTiming me at 11 in the gym, talking about, "Oh yeah, I'm still over here in the gym." Then like 12 o'clock, it's like, "Well, I'm too tired right now. How about another day?" Like, bitch, what the fuck you doing? You in the streets doing something else, and I don't have patience for that. I don't have patience. Like you ain't got to lie to kick it. Just say, hey, you know, I'm my pussy is out there in the streets for sale. You know, I want something solid on the side. See, that's the thing. Bitches out here, they want to lie and then expect somebody to keep it real with them when you're not even keeping it real with the
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. And I got my last situation. It's the last thing I had. The last one. The chick that I talked about, I went to Chiang Mai with. That was real cool.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the one that was in Korea. All right. So that first trip I got back, me and her, we had like a conversation, and she was like, "Yeah, a lot of my friends, they went to Bahrain, and a lot of those chicks go to Bahrain to be around those Navy dudes." And she was like, yeah, a lot of my friends they go to Bahrain, they don't talk to me anymore. They don't really speak to me anymore. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I know a few of them. They do act kind of funny when they go to Bahrain. She's like, yeah, they act funny, they act weird, but not me. I wouldn't go to Bahrain because I got a kid and I don't want my kid to grow up not knowing me. I would never go to Bahrain. I'm like, okay, yeah, 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 that is. So when I left, me and her used to speak all the time. Speak like about 2 or 3 times a week. Speak. So I say about like a month later, I was on Facebook. I was looking at Facebook. Somebody tagged her in a picture. She's in the picture with a group of other girls. They took a picture together, and I'm like, oh, she must be back in Pattaya. Like, wait a minute, that ain't Pattaya. That's Bahrain. She put the Bahrain. So, so I had hit her up. I'm like, hey, you in Bahrain? She was like, yeah, yeah. I gotta go to Bahrain. You know what I'm saying? I, I can't get no good job back home. I'm like, oh, okay, all right then. Well, hey, you ain't gonna start acting funny like your like you said your friends be acting funny. It's like, no, no, I never do that. No, no, you know me. You can hit me up anytime. About 2 weeks after that, nothing.
Hmm.
Stop answering messages. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Well, she'll answer sometimes, but she'll keep it real short. So I'm like, hey, you coming back to Thailand soon? She was like, yeah, yeah, I'm coming back in a few months. Well, hey, I'm coming at this time. You know, you need to meet up with me because I like this chick. Not like it as I want to wife up. I want to be my girlfriend. I like this chick as I like kicking it with her. She's like one of the funnest people I kicked it with. I had a good time with her. So I'm like, hey, when you come back to Thailand, you know, you need to come meet up with me. She was like, yeah, yeah, okay. So whatever. So basically, I met up with her again in Thailand, and her attitude changed.
Mm.
She was still cool, but she wasn't really that cool. Not cool as she was at first. She tried to slip a nigga past me. I had to check on it. I was like, hey, hey,
Mm.
no, no, no.
That's another
Tried to
thing with
slip
the
that by
women
me. I
out
had to
there.
check. Yeah, yeah. She tried to slip that by me, and I had to check her. And she was like, yeah, yeah. She's like, oh yeah, I know. I know you know. She was trying to test me, trying to see if I was gonna let her slip. I was like, no. And then, you know, me and her, we kicked it. It was fun. We had a good time, but it wasn't like the first time. And that's a chick who couldn't go to Korea. That's her. All right. So I went back home. So I'm like, hey, we need to kick it again. She's back home in her hometown. She's staying home in her hometown. She's like, hey, we need to kick it again. So this other dude I know who stayed in Bahrain, he told me about it. He was like, hey, because she went back home. She was living back home. He was like, yeah, I know her. You know she got 3 dudes sending her money. Like for real? He was like, yeah, man. Nigga, they love her. Cause this dude know everything. You ask him, he know everything. He was like, she got 3 dudes sending her money. So on my latest trip, I'm like, hey, you gonna come down there and meet with me? She's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm coming during this time. You're gonna be able to come. She's like, yeah, I'm coming. So I went down there. The first thing I did when I got down there, I hit her. I'm like, hey, I'm here. You're gonna be able to come. She's like, no, I can't come. I can't go. I'm like, what? You said you were gonna be able to go. She's like, well, I can't go. I can't go. I'm like, man. So I'm like, man, that's probably like the main reason I came down there. So that chick that when I was talking about, the crazy one that I went on the road trip with, I'm like, hey, where are we going? She told me what hometown we going. She told me the place we going to. Well, that was the girl's hometown. The one that I wanted to kick it with. That's her hometown.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we going there? Like, yeah. So I'm looking at my Facebook. Then I look on my Facebook. The chick that I was supposed to meet up with, she posting pictures up. She's in Phuket.
Mm.
Like, what? And she taking those little pictures again. Those pictures where you only see her. You don't
Yep.
see nobody else. You don't see her friend. So I'm like, this chick is with a dude. So I'm like, whatever, man, whatever. I'm like, man, whatever.
Bro, they
So,
they make it so obvious too.
you know, so I'm like, she's in Phuket. So when I went to her hometown, she wasn't there. She was in Phuket. So I'm like, this chick done stood me up to go kick it with some other dude when I would ask her to come kick it with me for months or whatever. So when we came back, it was this other dude I know down there. He was selling the PlayStation 4. He had put a post up saying, "Hey, I'm selling the PlayStation 4. Anybody want it? Need to hit me up." All right. Well, let me go back. All right, the chick that I wanted to kick it with,
Mm-hmm.
I kicked it with her before, and we always stay at the same hotel. The same hotel is cheap and it's nice. It's a nice hotel and it's cheap. It costs you like about $20, maybe $15 to $20 a night to stay there, and it's near the bus station. So that chick, we always stayed there. So she know about that hotel. She know about that hotel. All right. So the dude, he posted up a post on Facebook saying, "Hey, I'm selling this PlayStation." So I hit him up. I'm like, "Hey, how much you want for it?" I'm like, "Well, I give you this much for it." He was like, "Cool." I was like, "Hey, can you bring it to my hotel so I can look at it, make sure it worked?" He was like, "Cool." So he was bringing it over, and I know the dude, and the fact that he was bringing it over, he was saying, "Here, he's coming." I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. So I went to go get the money for the PlayStation. I went
Yeah.
to the ATM machine to go get the money. So I'm walking back to my hotel, and I'm talking to him on Facebook. I'm like, "Yeah, I got the money, blah blah blah." I noticed somebody walking out of my hotel, walking towards me. So I'm not really paying attention, and so the person is kind of staring at me. So I kind of see it out the corner of my eye. So I'm looking at my phone, and the person getting closer and closer, and the person just stopped and just sat there and just started staring at me. I'm like, "What is this person's problem?" I looked up. Guess who it is?
Mm.
It's the chick.
Mm.
And I'm like, "What are you doing here?" She's like, "Hey, yeah." So I'm kind of happy for like a minute. I'm like happy to see her. Then it hit me. I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be a dude walking around the corner at any minute. Yeah, this chick ain't here by herself." So I'm like, "Hey, who are you here with?" She's like, "I'm not here with nobody. I'm here by myself." I'm like, "Okay, cool." I'm like, "Well, hey, come kick it with me." She was like, "Yeah, I'm about to go to the laundromat. I'm about to go to the laundromat. But yeah, yeah, we can go kick it." So, but she was like, "Oh, plus I got to go down to Western Union." I'm like, "Okay." So we went down to Western Union, and so when we walking down to Western Union, she talking to this guy. She's messaging somebody, and so she got the money. She got like hundreds of dollars. So then we got back on a motorbike, and she's like talking to me, and I can like literally see her phone when she's writing on her phone, and she's like, "Thank you, baby. I got the money."
Mm.
So I'm like, "Oh, so I'm like, oh, so you must got a boyfriend." She started laughing. She said, "I got three."
Mm-hmm.
So
So she finally kept it real.
yeah, so the dude that she was in Phuket with, she just left that dude. She had another boyfriend flying in 3 days, but she didn't want to go stay in Bangkok. Cause Bangkok too big, and she really didn't know anybody in Bangkok. So she went to go down to Pattaya, and she stayed in a hotel that I always stay at, cause that's how she knew that hotel. That's how I ran into her, and
Yeah.
she was waiting on the other guy. And while she's waiting on the other guy sending her money. So she got like three dudes. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they do it out there, bro. So you think you have a girlfriend? No, you sharing a girl with some other, sharing her with some other dude.